Why is the Singaporean dollar standing tall while so many other currencies around the world are struggling to keep their value? Is it luck, smart policies, or something deeper that gives this small nation's money such enormous power in the global economy? In the unpredictable tides of international finance, where currencies can rise and fall overnight, the Singaporean dollar has been a picture of resilience. And in 2025, its strength is turning heads not just in Asia, but across the globe. To understand why this is happening, we need to step into the world of strategy, vision, and precision that defines Singapore's economic DNA. This is not just about foreign exchange rates or the stock market. It is a story of a nation that treats its currency not as paper, but as a symbol of trust, stability, and power. While some countries struggle with debt, political uncertainty, or reckless spending, Singapore operates like a well-oiled machine, carefully balancing growth with discipline, openness with caution, and ambition with sustainability. The Singaporean dollar's strength in 2025 is no accident. It is the result of years, even decades, of calculated moves that combine smart governance, international credibility, and a clear understanding of the modern economy. This strength brings benefits for its citizens, making imports cheaper, boosting global purchasing power, and ensuring financial security. But it also comes with challenges, such as making exports more expensive and testing the competitiveness of local industries. In this video, we will uncover the deep forces shaping the Singaporean dollar's remarkable position. From strict financial regulations to a diversified economic model, from political stability to world-class infrastructure, every factor works together like clockwork. You will see how Singapore protects its currency from the storms that topple others, and why global investors see it as a safe haven in times of uncertainty. Prepare to see the Singaporean dollar in a new light, not just as money, but as one of the most carefully protected and respected financial instruments in the modern world. This is the untold truth behind its strength in 2025. A government that thinks like a CEO. Singapore's government treats the nation like a high-performing corporation. Every decision is weighed not just for its immediate impact, but for how it will affect the country's financial health in the decades to come. Fiscal discipline is a core value, meaning the government avoids reckless spending and ensures that every cent is used with maximum efficiency. This conservative but forward-thinking approach builds immense trust in the currency. Global investors know that Singapore's leaders will not allow the national budget to spiral out of control or let inflation run wild. The country's leadership maintains a balance between social programs, infrastructure development, and economic competitiveness. This corporate-like governance creates a sense of security that strengthens the dollar because the currency is backed by a government known for competence, transparency, and zero tolerance for corruption. When other countries fall into currency crises due to political chaos or bad policies, Singapore's calm, calculated approach acts as a shield. The government plans for the long term, sets clear economic goals, and enforces policies that protect the value of the dollar, ensuring it remains one of the most respected currencies in the world. A financial system built for stability. Singapore's financial system is designed to withstand global shocks. Banks operate under some of the strictest regulations in the world, ensuring that they are well capitalized and able to handle crises. The Monetary Authority of Singapore plays a unique role. It doesn't just set interest rates like other central banks, it actively manages the exchange rate to maintain currency stability. This active management prevents the Singaporean dollar from experiencing wild swings that scare off investors. By avoiding speculative bubbles and excessive borrowing, the country ensures its currency reflects real economic strength rather than inflated market hype. The financial system's resilience makes the dollar a safe haven currency, attracting both domestic and international confidence. Because the system prioritizes stability over short-term gains, Singapore avoids the kind of collapses that weaken currencies elsewhere. In times of global uncertainty, money flows into the Singaporean dollar because people trust that it will hold its value. A diversified and resilient economy. One of the biggest reasons the Singaporean dollar is strong is the diversity of the nation's economy. Singapore is not overly dependent on any single industry. Instead, it thrives in multiple sectors, including finance, shipping, manufacturing, tourism, technology, and biotechnology. This means that even if one sector faces difficulties, the overall economy remains healthy. A diversified economy acts like a strong foundation beneath the currency. It ensures that Singapore continues to generate wealth, attract investment, and maintain high levels of productivity. The country also constantly invests in innovation, keeping its industries competitive in the global market. This diversity shields the currency from global downturns. For example, if there is a slowdown in manufacturing worldwide, Singapore can rely on its robust financial services sector. This flexibility reassures investors and helps keep the dollar's value high. Strategic location and trade dominance. Singapore's location at the heart of major shipping routes gives it a huge advantage in global trade. The Port of Singapore is one of the busiest in the world, acting as a gateway between East and West. This strategic position generates consistent economic activity, supports a strong balance of trade, and keeps foreign currency flowing into the country. A strong trade position means there is constant demand for the Singaporean dollar, as foreign companies and governments use it to conduct transactions. This high demand supports the currency's strength. Additionally, Singapore's free trade agreements with major economies enhance its global competitiveness and keep its exports attractive. Because Singapore controls a vital point in global trade, it enjoys a steady flow of revenue, which in turn strengthens the currency. This advantage is not temporary. It is built into the nation's geography and infrastructure, making it a permanent pillar of dollar stability. Political stability and rule of law. Political stability is one of the most important factors behind a strong currency, and Singapore excels in this area. The country is known for its low corruption, efficient bureaucracy, and predictable policies. Businesses and investors feel safe knowing that laws will be enforced fairly and contracts will be honored without interference. This stability makes the Singaporean dollar attractive to foreign investors who want to avoid the risks associated with unstable governments. The nation's commitment to the rule of law creates a trustworthy environment where financial and economic activities can thrive without fear of sudden disruptions. The result is a steady inflow of investment, which increases demand for the Singaporean dollar and keeps its value high. This stability is a rare asset in a world where political uncertainty often drives currencies down. Strong foreign reserves and investment funds. Singapore holds substantial foreign currency reserves and manages them through institutions like GIC and Temasek Holdings. These sovereign wealth funds are not only massive in size but also expertly managed to generate returns and safeguard the nation's financial future. Foreign reserves give the monetary authority of Singapore the power to defend the currency in times of market volatility. If speculative attacks threaten the dollar, the central bank can step in and stabilize the exchange rate. The presence of such reserves sends a clear signal to global markets: Singapore has the resources and the will to protect its currency. This confidence alone strengthens the dollar and deters speculative movements against it. Focus on education and talent. A nation's currency is ultimately backed by the productivity of its people, and Singapore invests heavily in its human capital. Education is world-class, producing a skilled and adaptable workforce that can compete in high-value industries. By fostering innovation, entrepreneurship, and technical expertise, Singapore ensures that its economy remains competitive. Skilled labor attracts global companies, which bring in investment and create demand for the local currency. A talented workforce also supports industries that generate significant export revenue, further strengthening the dollar. This focus on human capital is not just an economic policy, it is a long-term investment in the currency's value. Global reputation as a safe haven. In times of global crisis, investors flock to safe haven currencies. The Singaporean dollar is one of them. The country's political stability, financial discipline, and strategic policies make it a preferred choice for holding value when uncertainty rises elsewhere. This safe haven status means that even during economic downturns, money flows into Singapore rather than out. The constant demand keeps the dollar strong and insulated from the wild swings that affect less stable currencies. Singapore's global reputation is not built overnight, it is the result of decades of trust building, sound policy, and consistent performance. This reputation alone adds an invisible but powerful shield to the dollar's value. The strength of the Singaporean dollar in 2025 is not the result of a single decision, nor is it an accident of history. It is the product of disciplined governance, a resilient economy, strategic positioning, and a reputation for stability that few nations can match. In a world where currencies can crumble under the weight of poor decisions or external shocks, Singapore's dollar stands as a symbol of careful planning and unwavering commitment to long-term prosperity. This is a lesson for nations everywhere. A strong currency is not built in days, it is forged over decades of hard choices, strategic investments, and a relentless focus on stability. The Singaporean dollar's strength in 2025 is proof that when a country treats its economy like its most precious asset, the world takes notice, and so does the market.